In a world where everything is green. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today, we're taking a look at the new Dhelmise VMAX, but also a new Eldegoss from Shining Fates, the newest Pokemon TCG expansion, which is now live on PTCGO. If you're looking for PTCGO codes like Shining Fates or Battle Styles when that comes out next month, be sure to check out PotownStore.com, the best place for you to get PTCGO codes, and be sure to use code Celio for 5% off. Like I said, today we're looking at Dhelmise VMAX, which is a new card, and something that's really cool is that it already had Dhelmise V from all the way back in Sword and Shield base set, and now Dhelmise VMAX has come out. So I love that they've kind of published this possibility for older V Pokemon to get VMAX Pokemon down the line, like Dhelmise, Crobat, Cramorant, Victini, and Tapu Koko all are getting VMAXs sets after their original V card. So I really like that. But we're focusing on this card today and a deck built around it, as well as being built around Eldegoss as the support Pokemon. This is a greens deck, which means we are not going to be playing any ability Pokemon in it, because Green's Exploration is a supporter card that reads, you can play this card only if you have no Pokemon with abilities in play. So that is quite a restriction to have, but it's really strong because it lets you search for any two trainer cards and put them into your hand. So Greens decks are typically going to look fairly different than non-Greens decks, and Greens decks have fallen off lately, or not even lately, kind of in the past year, because of Marnie and Reset Stamp being very strong. But mostly Marnie, because Reset Stamp is stronger as the game goes on, but Marnie is strong all game long. So it is definitely weak to Marnie a little bit, but we play Pokégears and Researches and, you know, these cards to help kind of circumvent that variance and hand disruption that Marnie throws in there. So I wanted to talk about Greens, because that is the type of deck this is that we're building. We're going to have no abilities and a lot of trainers because of Green's Exploration. So let's look at the new Dhelmise line. We have a 3-3 line of it. The Dhelmise V, like I said, is from Sword and Shield base. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Anchor Anger for a grass energy. It does 30 plus 90 if any of your grass Pokemon were knocked out by damage last turn. And this isn't very good. We're not really going to be trying to use this, as well as Giga Hammer. Grass colorless to do 200. Next turn you can't use Giga Hammer. We're really hoping to not have to use Dhelmise V that much. Dhelmise VMAX, however, which is new in Shining Fates, really awesome looking card, has 2 attacks and they are both really good. In addition to having 2 attacks, Dhelmise VMAX is a 330 HP Pokemon. It is weak to fire, so we're going to be throwing in some weakness guard energy to take care of that. But it has 2 cool attacks. So the first one is Swinging Chain. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. So the nice thing about this is not that we're going to load up a bunch of energy and try to take huge bench knockouts with Swinging Chain, but it can clean up or set up either past damage or future knockouts. Now, Max Anchor is the main attack. For grass colorless, it does 240, and next turn you can't use Max Anchor, but of course you can switch or retreat or whatever out to reset that effect. So Max Anchor doing 240 means you're going to knock out a Pikarom without Big Charm. With a Vitality Band, you knock out Zacian because of resistance. Against Raichu, or Mewtwo and Mew, you can do 1 Max Anchor and then a Swinging Chain just for 1 energy and take a knockout with that. So the Swinging Chain cleanup kill is really nice, as well as it cleans up on an ADP for 2 energy, or if you hit the ADP with a Vitality Band, then just 1 energy Swinging Chain cleans up the ADP as well. And because of that, because you can swing 240 and then just use 1 energy to clean something up, I did consider Hyper Potion in this deck, although I do not have it in the deck quite yet. And now the other Pokemon in this deck, we have 4 Gossifleur. We've got one of the new shiny from Shining Fates because I only have one of it, but they're both the same Pokemon. So Gossifleur is super convenient. It has Call for Family, and that pretty much makes this deck possible because of the Eldegoss evolutions both being incredible utility attackers. So Gossifleur, for a colorless, search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. So you're going to typically search for 1 more Gossifleur and 2 Dhelmise V. And since we want to go second already, since we're a greens deck, we also want to go second for Call for Family. It just all works out really well. And then we have the 2 Eldegoss. So this is the older Eldegoss. It has Blessing of Fluff. For a colorless energy, search your deck for up to 3 grass energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. So this is really, really good. It's a little stronger than Boltun's Electrify, but of course Boltun V is a basic Pokemon. This is a stage 1, so there's going to be disadvantage there. And then the other Eldegoss, this one's from Shining Fates, has the Enriching Seeds attack. For a colorless, heal all damage from one of your benched Pokemon. This is kind of nuts because you can use, let's see, you can use Blessing of Fluff to power up a Dhelmise. Your opponent bosses up that Dhelmise, hits it. You could just use Switch into this Eldegoss and heal that. Then they need another boss to try to damage that Dhelmise. Eventually, the goal is you make your opponent knock out 2 Eldegoss and 1 Dhelmise VMAX until you're left with just 1 Dhelmise VMAX on the board and they're at 1 prize. At that point, you can stamp them and just start taking knockouts. We'll go through some of the cards that are included in here, but of course I do have gameplay following this deck profile, so you're going to want to stick around for that, and you'll see a lot of these cards in action. The Weakness Guard Energy, this is here to give us a shot versus Blacephalon and versus Centiskorch. And then the Aromatic Grass Energy is good versus Paralyzation from Raichu, as well as Poison in Poison Eternatus, maybe against the new Crobat VMAX, things like that. We have 6 switching options, since we're going to want to be able to switch into our Gossifleur or into one of our Eldegosses, or switch out for the Max Anchor. So we have 1 Bird Keeper, 1 Mallow Lana, and 4 Switch. For other supporters, aside from the Bird Keeper and Mallow Lana, we have a Guzma Hala. So Guzma Hala can get us a special energy, the Vitality Band, and Turffield. Vitality Band is going to be used in specific situations, like I mentioned, against Zacian. Since they are resistant, we need the Vitality Band to take knockout. So we're going to save that Vitality Band until we really need it, because we don't want to attach it early if we can help, so then it's not Tool Scrappered off. We have Tool Scrapper to remove Big Charms from Zacian or Pikarom, these notable Pokemon that we're trying to one-shot. We have Tool Scrapper, so if they have a Big Charm, we can remove that. We just greens for the Tool Scrapper and use it, pop the tool off of them. Reset Stamp is a very big part of greens decks, because you typically try to play from behind, and you can search out the Reset Stamp whenever you want with greens. I have 2 Turffield Stadium to search out our Evolution Grass Pokemon, as well as 2 Evolution Incense, because if our opponent has Chaotic Swell in play, we're not always going to be able to reliably play out Turffield Stadium, but it is searchable via Guzma Hala, and it's a search every turn pretty much. You can also bump other stadiums of our opponents that are helping them, like Giant Hearth or Viridian Forest, Training Court, things like that we might want to get out of there. We are just playing 2 bosses orders, which is fairly low, but it's okay because we can clean up the knockouts that we missed with Swinging Chain, which is why I feel pretty okay about having just 2 bosses orders. We also have 3 research for just some raw draw ability. And I think that's mostly everything. We do have the 1 Energy Spinner in here, which isn't necessary to the deck, but it makes greens be able to get you an energy. So that's why we have the 1 Energy Spinner, and then 9 basic energy, and of course an Ordinary Rod to put back the 1 Eldegoss. Maybe you have to discard it with research on turn 1 and your other one's prized, or put back grass energy, something like that. So this deck is a lot of fun to play. It doesn't really play like a lot of other decks in the meta because it's a greens deck. I think it stands a very decent chance versus Pikarom and versus ADPZ, basically versus the tag team decks. It should probably be decent at worst versus Eternatus, but Centiskorch and Blacephalon, those are probably going to give you some issues, as well as Luke Metal because of the Zamazenta that we can't get through too well. You can use Dhelmise to get through the Zamazenta and swing 200, but you're going to have to two-shot it, and they can probably heal it, so probably not very good against Loop Metal, but it does have some good matchups. I built the deck for fun and ended up really liking it and having a lot of fun kind of cultivating this deck, the screens build of it. And yeah, it's pretty good versus some things. Not the best. I don't think it's going to be tier 1 or anything like that, but if you have the cards for it and you're interested in Dhelmise VMAX, I would definitely say take it for a spin. It's different to play and it's pretty fun. So I hope you enjoy this gameplay I have for you with me piloting the Dhelmise VMAX Greens deck. And if you have not subscribed to this channel already, please do so for daily Pokemon TCG content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network. Enjoy the gameplay.